It's a very competitive space. There's a lot of people that you can go and start trying to find off-market properties with very little experience and not a huge amount of capital. So it's very important that you stand out amongst all the noise out there.
That's kind of what I want to deep dive into you today, and then get in a little bit into like the market shift and where you think things are going. So let's start off, since it's your strength, right? Building systems. What are the top 3 things someone who's new should do to start building out their systems, or how should they start about or look at this? Where do people start?
Yeah. So when it comes to building the systems and the general process, it's not rocket science. I mean, like, honestly, what we do isn't that inherently different than what you can learn about on YouTube, what you can hire a real estate coach to teach you. But what we do is we approach things with a way where we put kind of our own spice, our own flavor on it, which makes us stand out, and a lot of it revolves around, brand recognition, little details on your marketing pieces, little details in your conversations that makes it so that you are, 1 or 2% more recognizable than all of your competition. So that can be strong branding, that can be, strong web presence, that's, building out the like different web, I'm losing the word here, but basically where they see your ads on the web, on around the internet after they visit your website, the retargeting, all that sort of stuff. And building out your process kind of with the goal to be omnipresent once someone starts to engage with you. Okay. Because it's a very competitive space. There's a lot of people that you can go and start trying to find off-market properties with very little experience and not a huge amount of capital. So it's very important that you stand out amongst all the noise out there. So when you're approaching it, like, I think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they say, I want to buy off-market houses, apartment complexes, whatever it is. And they go and they, pull a list. Anybody can pull a list. It just costs a little bit of time, money. They go and they send some mail, they make some cold calls, they send some text, whatever. They don't get any results in the first like 2 to 3 months. And like, this is bullshit. It doesn't work. So then, what they don't actually build the presence and the brand around it. So if you instead you approach it of like, I'm going to do this for 3 months, but when they get my card, let's just say direct mail, that's what we mostly use. Get my card, they're going to go to my website. After they go to my website, they're going to see us. They're going to see our track record. They're going to see reviews from other people. Okay. And then after they visit our website, they're going to go on their Facebook. They're going to see ads from us. They're going to go and they're going to Google whatever, and they're going to see Google ads from us. And all of a sudden, we are now meeting that typical marketing. I don't know if it's a belief or an actual proven metric that somebody has to be exposed to you 7 times before they're willing to do a transaction or have a conversation. We're getting that within the first day or 2 once they visit our website and once they've engaged with us initially. So having that sort of thought process when you go into it, as opposed to I'm going to be like a fly-by-night covert operator that's just trying to buy houses. Like, you can do that and you can still get deals, but I promise you I'm going to get more deals than you because people are going to know who they're dealing with. And I'm going to have a lot more, brand recognition than you will. So that's the number one thing for anyone that's starting, is lead with that, as opposed to worrying about pulling your data and, trying to, cut every single cent and dollar you can after marketing, because it's just not going to be as effective.
So basically what you're saying is you really need to make sure that you're really hitting that brand awareness aspect of the marketing piece. And that's a lot of it's for sellers. So let's flip to the other side, right? Dispositions. How are you disposing of these properties? What are you doing with leads that are coming in? What is the system that you guys use to get rid of these things?
Yeah, so it's very similar, right? So most of our deals that we wholesale, we sell to kind of the same buyers, just because the biggest risk as a wholesaler, it's very expensive to get deals signed around. It's a very expensive business to run. And the biggest risk is ending up with buyers who are not able to perform or not being able to sell a property. You can spend, like, our average cost per contract is about $3,000. So, if we're getting 15 deals a month, we're spending $45,000 a month on marketing, right? And it pays off because we have margins. Like, a single deal can pay for that entire month very easily. But what can happen is you start working with new and inexperienced buyers, and all of a sudden you have these deals that you're getting signed around, but people can't perform just because, they can't get their own stuff together. They don't know how to get a loan. They don't know how to close, do all that sort of stuff. So what we do is we basically have our key buyers that get almost everything. But every now and then our key buyers don't want the deals. They don't have the ability to close. They're out of funds, whatever. So we need to have that strong presence. So we send out, like we have an email list, we have a texting list, and we send out our deals to every single list, regardless of whether if they're available or not. And, sometimes what it'll do is it'll at least like stir conversation, it'll stir engagement. And all of a sudden we're being known as the guys that have deals, right? The dispo guys that have the opportunity for other people to buy. So then when you are sending a email out, or a text out and it's connected to your company, you now have more credibility because they see you as the company that sends out stuff, multiple times a week, and they want to engage with you. And not only that, but because they missed out on the last deal, they're going to be more competitive with their offers, and they're going to be more willing to try and get stuff done because they don't want to miss out again. So it's kind of the same process, it's just sort of like a little bit different language in your engagement with individuals.
Definitely.